It is my pleasure to introduce and lead our panel with the following lovely, incredible scholars who are with me on stage. They will share with you their unique stories. So without further ado, let's turn to our scholars. Hello, girls. Thank you for joining us in this panel. Can you start by introducing yourself to our audience, your name, country, your university, and what year you are?
Hello guys, first of all, I'm really glad to be here and represent York University with Daughters for Life Foundation. My name is Rasha, I'm 18 years old from Amman in Jordan, and this is my first year here at York University. And my program is Commerce with special interest in HR. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name's Liyan, and I'm the first scholar that's attending the University of Calgary, and I'm majoring in international relations, and I'm really glad to be here with you guys and to share all these memories.
Hi, my name is Alaa Hajjar. I'm from Lebanon. I'm a senior at Manhattanville College studying chemistry, and it's a great pleasure of mine to be here today.
So Rasha, let's start with you. You have some very incredible achievements. You helped found Building Bridges, which is a social club at your high school that deals with individuals with physical disabilities. You also you managed to secure 2 internships, one in an IVF lab in a hospital and the other one with a pharmaceutical company in the HR department. So what motivates you to aim so high at a very young age?
So everyone has a lot of goals and aspirations that they aim to achieve, and I personally know that I have a lot of internal motivation. But whenever I hit a brick wall, I turn and look at someone who's been fighting for 5 other people other than herself. My mom has been my greatest motivation since birth. She's a very hard-working woman who's been supporting me and my 3 younger sisters through our whole life. She works full-time, and she's like the only one who supports me and my whole family, although she has severe bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome. But she's been like working hard and supporting me and my 3 younger sisters, and not any education. She's always been looking for the best and like quality education for us. Every time she would tell me, I'm doing all of this for you because good education is your weapon in life. And her selflessness is what made me reach where I am right now. I'm so thankful and grateful because without her, I wouldn't be where I am right now, and I wouldn't have this opportunity of being here specifically in Canada. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing personal details with us. Clearly, you had a strong female figure in your life supporting you to go towards education, and now Daughters for Life Scholarship is also doing the same. So can you tell us a little bit about how this scholarship will impact your life?
Yeah, so back home, I was in an international system. So the conversion, like when they convert it back, like if I want to apply to a public university or any Jordanian university, I had to do to convert like my scores to another system, and the conversion system wasn't fair or like advantageous to like my system. For example, like if you get a 5 out of 5 on your AP scores, you get a 90 out of a 100. So like your full potential is not reflected. So Daughters for Life Scholarship really like helped me and lessening the burden from my mom, and seeing her that all of these hard hours of work, they did something. And Daughters for Life really changed my life towards the better. It has a really positive impact on me and my mom and my sisters. It's without that scholarship or like the positive change without it wouldn't have been without the kindness of Daughters for Life and the people and the supporters of Daughters for Life like you guys. It really humbles me that you guys gave me this opportunity, and this drives me more to continue and like go strong.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, how about you, Liyan? You too have some pretty impressive achievements to talk about. You are the UNICEF Youth Panel spokesperson for Alim L'Ta'allam, a campaign which is advocating for education without violence, which is something that, of course, Daughters for Life believes in. You're also the delegate of Jordan, your home country, at the United Nations Youth Human Rights Committee. So tell us a little bit about this. Why did you choose to spend your spare time doing that?
First of all, what my parents instilled in me is the values of kindness and selflessness. So when I was given the opportunity to be a teacher at the Zatari camp, I was like, slap my name right on that paper. I want to go. So afterwards, what happened is that I was surprised. I was not ready for the harrowing realities that I was facing back then. And honestly, their stories are ones that are now drilled into my brain. They faced so many hardships, and the hardships that I faced dimmed in comparison. So I made it my job, my responsibility, to make sure that the life of those who don't have the voice to speak are better and more advanced. So what I did is that I started the Youth for Human Rights Charter in Jordan, and I created this event, and I invited approximately 500 people. And after it was a success, I was able to contact Youth for Human Rights Committee in the United Nations, and to my surprise, I was given the opportunity to represent my own country in in the United Nations, and I was the first delegate under 18 to represent Jordanian youth. So afterwards, I came back to Jordan. After I came back to Jordan, what happened is that I came into contact with UNICEF, which is one of the best non-governmental organizations that are working towards bettering the lives of those who live in Jordan who are refugees and so forth. And I was given a chair in the youth panel for Alim L'Ta'allam, which is a campaign that advocates for the eradication of hatred, judgment, and violence in education. And I was honored to be part of that movement that basically made sure that 500,000 refugees went to school.
So I think it's pretty evident that you're interested in giving back to your community, and you're still in your first year of university. So how do you think the next 4 years with Daughters for Life is going to impact that part of you?
Well, Daughters for Life gives us hope. It makes sure that the eradication of hatred and judgment is still instilled within our society. So with that very small seedling of belief that was planted in me and the hearts of other scholars, I am sure that we will work together hand in hand as to make sure that every single person gets an education, and a good one, that is. Because sadly, what's happening in the Middle East and with refugees in specific is that the education that they're getting is subpar. The infrastructure of education itself is faulted. It needs fixing. And who better to do that than the Daughters for Life girls? And we have the resources for it, and we're going to work towards it. And I believe that hand in hand, we're going to work towards something big.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last but not least, so Alaa, you mentioned that you're majoring in chemistry, and from my personal knowledge, I know that you are a senior. So you've managed to land 2 very good research opportunities related to your majoring. So you were the research assistant at the New York Medical College, and you are currently continuing your internship at Yale's Outcome Research Center. 2 very impressive universities that we're talking about here. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how you happened upon these positions?
I've always loved the sciences. Growing up, I started to have a specific interest in continuing medicine. When I got my scholarship from Daughters for Life to study at Manhattanville College, I knew I had to be the best version of myself and to excel academically, not only for myself and for my future, but also for girls from back home, to emphasize the importance of education and how that empowers them. When I worked on campus, I started leadership positions as being a peer mentor and treasurer of both Daughters for Life Club that Waad co-founded, and
both co-founded.
and president of my chemistry club. All of these skills and leadership opportunities allowed me to develop confidence and to develop connection and connection skills. So it was easy for me to get these jobs on campus. However, when it came to research, it was harder for me to attain those positions. During my sophomore year, I applied to clinical research positions in the US, because I'm studying at Manhattanville College, and I got rejected from all of the opportunities I applied to. It was hard for me at the beginning, to get rejected from all of these. And I wondered, what would be the reason behind that? I knew it wasn't my academic qualifications, but it was some of the circumstances it comes with being an international student. Being an international student in the US, it's harder to apply for research opportunities or to even go to med school. A lot of the opportunities are more directed toward permanent residents or residents of the US. So I knew after that I had to be the best version of myself and work on that a lot. I got inspired, of course, by Dr. Alaa Hajjar and his idea of always hope and determination to work hard and overcome hardships. And I knew I had to start somewhere. So I worked as a biolab research assistant in New York Medical College in a wet lab, and I was doing chemistry research at my school. After that, I wanted to reapply as a clinical researcher. I talked to one of my professors and I showed interest in this research, and he was able to connect me to my current mentor at Yale School of Medicine. Through both of my connections and my hard work during winter break, as I was taking online courses to better prepare me for the clinical research position, I was able to land the position. And I knew that's a stepping stone toward my future in continuing medicine and becoming a doctor.
Thank you. So your journey with undergrad is almost over. Do you want to just give us a brief idea of what's next for you?
Mm-hmm. I'm currently a senior, and I'm continuing my research at Yale. Hopefully, I'm submitting an abstract for epilepsy research in October, and I hope I'll be able to continue research during my gap year, either in the US or in Canada, before I apply to med school in 2021.
All right, thank you very much. What you heard today from these wonderful scholars is just a snippet of the incredible minds that Daughters for Life supports and fosters. We have taken small and large strides in our own personal development, but also in giving back to our community. So we just want to let you know that we are motivated to give back. So we would like to thank you and say shukran and merci from the bottom of our hearts for everybody in the audience. And say a very specific thank you to Dr. Alaa Hajjar and to Daughters for Life for giving us the opportunities among other girls to achieve these things.